Good evening, hockey fans. We're here at the Cornerstone Arena in Green Bay, Wisconsin, getting ready for the start. First game for both of these teams in one of the Wisconsin showcases that they're playing in this year. This is the Glenview Stars, who we happen to see in Baldwin. And they're getting ready to play, again, Team South Dakota. If you're watching the game on YouTube, thank you. We should be ready to go here in a little bit. We're actually going through the warm-ups right now. We got about 3.5 minutes left on that. But they're not playing any music, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just mute it while we're waiting for the warm-ups to go through and let the camera cycle through. We got a good hockey game to be played. Both of these teams. I believe it was a 2-1 win in Baldwin, wasn't it? For South Dakota edging that one. No, I'm sorry.
They got us with 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. Glenview actually won that game with about 30 seconds left, and South Dakota didn't have an answer in the final seconds of the game. So Glenview takes that one. We'll see if Team South Dakota can come back and get payback for that particular game. Anyway, we're going to be ready to go here in about 2.5 minutes. Stick with us. We got a hockey game to be played. All right, folks, warm-ups are done. 17 minutes on the clock. Pucks are now picked up. Teams are doing their final little powwows at the bench. Well, except for Glenview. They're in front of the net doing their little cheer. And we are going to be ready to play here uno momento. All right. Apologize in advance. I do not have the roster for the Glenview team. So I'll just be rattling off numbers for Glenview. I'm hopefully I at least get the numbers right for that. So for those Glenview parents and family members that are watching with us, thank you for joining us. Love to have you here. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That helps me. Need to get to 1,000 subscribers on the channel. And we are about ready for puck drop. It looks like we have Hendricks taking the draw against number 8 for Glenview. And puck is down. Glenview comes away with that win. Takes it into the South Dakota zone. Takes it behind the net. Shot and just barely a save by Repe there. Bringing it up through center ice and chipped in by Black. Puck down below the goal line. Picked up by Glenview. Passed up, missed everybody. That's going to go all the way down for an icing call. And it does. That will come back into the Glenview zone for the faceoff. All right, face-off kept in by number 17, Triplett. Chased down by Glenview, thrown behind the net. Picked up and brought up the far side, chipped up the boards. Not kept in right at the blue line. Triplett there, but Glenview comes away with it. Carried into the South Dakota zone off of a skate. Picked back up. Do not see the number. That looks like Harris there. With the puck, she carries that one in, ends up losing a handle on it, and the puck is now on the near side half wall. Glenview comes away with it, a little backhand pass, chipped up, picked up by number 14, Larson, over to the near side boards. Glenview stole that pass, brought into the South Dakota zone. Quick reversal, kept in by number 33, I believe that is, over to the far side. Larson not able to get to it, 72 with it. Larson bumps her. And Verhoeven not able to chip it up and out of the zone. Steps in, shot, and a save by Repe as she gloves that one down on a great save. That gets us a stoppage of play and a face-off in the South Dakota zone. South Dakota comes away with that win, carries it up through. Honor chips it past the defender, but it ends up on the goalie's stick, and she covers that one up, so we'll get a stoppage of play. In net is number 88 for Glenview. Honor taking the draw, going against number, I believe that was 5. South Dakota wins that one. And Glenview comes away with it, chips it up and out. Marvisi with it. She throws that down deep. Picked up by Glenview in their own zone, taken behind the net. Quick reversal, 83 with it. Another reversal, 83 hounded by Honor there. Finally pinned up against the boards. In comes Felton. Felton not able to get to it. Glenview comes away with it again. Thrown up off of a Felton skate. Chipped up and out. And that goes back down into the South Dakota zone, but that's going to be an icing call on Glenview, so that'll take us all the way back to the Glenview zone. Face-off taken by Hendricks. And Glenview comes away with that one. Number 34 with it behind the net. Rims it around over the far side. Picked up by number 19, Birch. And back down into the zone. Glenview with it behind their own net. Hounded. Taken away by Hendricks, but she's not able to maintain control of that. Sorry, camera was a little off there. Had the wrong camera turned on. Picked up by number 8. She carries it up and chips it into the South Dakota zone. Harris back to pick it up, and a little bit of stick work there by the Glenview player. They do come away with it. Centering pass up to the point, and Black gets it now. She throws it up the boards, and Glenview picks that up at center ice. Steps in and throws it down low. Picked up by Birch. Birch with it. She takes it behind the net. Over to the far side. Quick reversal. Gets pinned. Gets away. Ends up losing her footing. Puck squirts out front, but not able to get to it was number 34. Little battle of strength right there between Glenview and number 34 and number 21, Pfeiffer. Puck ends up out of the zone. Chipped up and back in as Black brought it in offside, so that'll give us a face-off in the neutral zone early in this first period. Triplet taking the draw, going against number 61. Chipped up, 58 with it now. She chips that one in. Chasing it down is Larson, but that one's covered up by Repe, the goaltender. And that'll give us a face-off down low just to the, they're saying just to the right of Repe. Romans with it. Handed over to Larson. Larson with it. Quick change of direction. Larson behind the net. Gets it up to Reese. But not able to handle that. Reese again with it. She had it knocked away from her. Picked up by Romans. Back up to Reese. Reese carries it in. She hands it back to Larson. Larson throws it down deep, and that rims around all the way over to the near side. Puck ends up on the half wall. Thrown up and not out as 26 carries it out. Marvisi bumps her, and she has to let the puck go. Schlusner picks it up, comes flying up through the neutral zone. Carries it in, ends up having it knocked away from her. Picked up by Glenview, and up, hops over Marvisi's stick. Triplet gets it back to Birch. Birch tries to throw it up to Verhoeven. Verhoeven not able to handle that, and that ends up in the Glenview bench, and we get another stoppage of play. We'll do a face-off in the neutral zone. Still goose eggs on the board. Neither team able to get very many shots, nor even an advantage in this game. Nope, they're saying it was shot in from the zone, so it goes deep into the Glenview zone, just to the right of the goaltender. Honor taking the draw. She wins that one. Stuck on the half wall, chipped up. Marvisi now with it. She tries to get it up to Schlusner. They do not connect. Deep into the South Dakota zone. And passed out, goes off the stick of Schlusner and ends up all the way down in the Glenview zone, but no icing there. Picked up and chipped up. Black tries to carry that one in, but gets bumped, and that trickles in on the goaltender, and we get another stoppage of play by number 88 for Glenview. We're going to have a face-off just to the right of number 88. Puck picked up down below the goal line by number 24, carried over to the near side and chipped in by Harris. Picked up by 25 now. 25 backhands it over to 34. 34 throws it up the half wall. She gets it up and out of the zone. Harris with it. Throws it up the boards. That's picked off on the half wall. Batted it back up to the boards. Harris there to get it and Ends up going towards the net. Another one, and that's going to be icing on South Dakota as that's fired all the way down by one of the South Dakota players. Back to the point. Larson with it. She's hounded by a couple of the Glenview players. Picked up by Triplett. She comes flying up the ice, trying to get around number 25. She maintains control of it, backhands it over to the far side, thrown up, but that's intercepted by number 8. Brought up through the neutral zone, thrown towards Repe, and she gloves that one out of the air. And we will get another stoppage of play and a face-off just to Repe's right. 10:15 left in the first period. Neither team still able to get an advantage, and we're not seeing a lot of really good shots. These shots are all from the outside or far away. Goalies are seeing them just fine. Puck picked up by Birch, thrown up and out. Verhoeven races down, gets beat out by number 19. Quick change of direction by number 19. Verhoeven with it, shot towards the net, off the goaltender's leg pad. Number 15 loses a handle on it. Puck's bouncing around, pinballing her between a bunch of different players. Down low, Verhoeven trying to get to it, does not do so. Picked up and chipped up the boards. And Schlusner now with it. Steps in, had it knocked away from her. Verhoeven keeps it in over at the far side, picked up by Glenview and thrown over to the near side. Birch chips it up the boards. That goes all the way. Verhoeven trying to beat that one out and doesn't quite make it for an icing call. Thrown up the boards. Harris there to pick it off. And it looks like we're going to have an offsides call, so the faceoff will be in the neutral zone right in front of us. Number 9 going against Hendricks. Black with it now, bounces it off the boards, gets it out of the zone. That pass is picked off, but not able to be handled by number 26. Sorry, bad camera work there. Thrown down, and that's going to be an icing call on South Dakota, as that one was thrown all the way down. We're going to have a face-off just to the left of Repe. Hendricks taking the draw, going against number 9 for Glenview. We are at the 8:42 mark of the first period so far. Puck's bouncing around down in the South Dakota zone. Pops up to the point, but not able to gather it up was 33. She's thrown back down low. Harris trying to chase it down. Harris throws that up and out as she gets bumped. It's over on the far side. Glenview with it. And they throw it back into the South Dakota zone. Not able to maintain control. Up to the far side. Picked up by Hendricks. She wasn't able to control that one. Sorry, forgive me for muting the mic. I had an allergy attack last week, and still my voice is not where I'd like it to be. Puck is down below the goal line. Larson there with it, picked up by Hendricks. Tried to get it up to Felton, not able to handle that. That puck is bouncing around in the South Dakota zone. Still no decent shots in South Dakota, not able to get it out. They finally do. Chased down, number 34 with it. Chipped in and picked up by Larson. Black gets it and just rips it all the way down. That's going to be an icing call on South Dakota. Got to maintain a little bit better control than that. She did have plenty of time to move the puck. But I mean, sometimes that's the right thing to do if you really need to get a change. Face-off taken by Triplett, won by Glenview. And Glenview takes that one away, chipped up. Reese gets it to Triplett. Triplett back to Marvisi. Marvisi with it. Tries to throw it up and hit Pfeiffer, and that does not connect. That ends up going all the way down for an icing call. So that will put us with a face-off in the South Dakota zone. Face-off will be just to the right of Repe. Roman's with it. She's hounded, ends up losing it, gets it back over to the far side. Puck was coughed up on the half wall. Number 61 with it, tried to get it to the front of the net. That's knocked away from her. She picks it back up in the corner, back up to the point. No icing there as that's going to go all the way down. That was on Glenview. Deep into their own zone. They have to go back to pick it up. Bounced off the back wall over to the near side. Thrown up. That one's picked off by Triplett. Triplett with it. Centering pass goes off of the goaltender's paddle and off a skate. Reese now with it. She tried to center that one. That one's picked off. Brought up the far side. Triplett right there. Glenview not able to get it out cleanly. South Dakota having to chase it down. Harris with it. Her pass is picked off. She gets it back. Bounces it off the boards. Verhoeven goes to pick it up and not able to get past the Glenview player. Up the near side. Pops out of the zone. Larson having to reset. Glenview now with it. Chipped up the boards and out. Harris now with it. Throws it up the far side boards. A little bit of ping pong hockey going on there. Hunter with it. Chips it off the boards and up. That's picked off. A lot of ping pong hockey actually. Harris now with it. Had it knocked away from her. That ends up down in the South Dakota zone. Picked off a shot. Save Repe. Brought up the far side. Skates up through the center. Triplett looking to go end to end. Skates in, throws it towards the net. She was bumped off the puck. Wasn't able to get a clean shot. Triplett trying to get it back. Had it knocked away from her. Chipped up the near side boards. And Glenview picks it up. Loses it, and then Schlusner just dumps it in. Glenview now with it over on the near side boards, right in front of us. Romans carries it in, shot off of the leg of number 83, and then chipped up and out. That should be an icing call on Glenview, and it is. So we'll have the face-off down in the Glenview zone. Face-off will be to the right of the Glenview goaltender, number 88. Referee's having a little bit of a powwow. Rimmed around up the near side boards. Birch right there. Glenview comes away with it, only temporarily. Barbisi having to chase it down as it went behind her, or between her legs, and she wasn't able to maintain control of it. Rimmed around over to the near side. Black with it. She throws it up the boards. Racing to get to it is Hendricks. Hendricks bats at it and throws it down low. Number 34 gets it, rims it around all the way over to the far side. Glenview chips it up, knocked away from her. Number 11 Hendricks with it. She tries to backhand it up. Fails on the first attempt, gets it out on a forehand the second attempt. Thrown up the near side boards again over to the far side. Larson backhands it up the boards to Triplett. Triplett gets around the defender. Centering pass to Pfeiffer. She's not able to get to it as that was batted away by the Glenview player. Glenview carries it in. Shot towards the net. Saved by Repe, and she gloves that one down. So we'll get a stoppage of play and a face-off just to her right. Down in the near side corner. Larson battling with it with one of the Glenview players. Thrown up, not out. Puck is still bouncing around quite a bit. Glenview gets it thrown towards the net but goes wide. Back to the point. Pops out of the zone. Glenview, number 19, not able to control it. And she throws that one back in, but there was still a player in the zone. So that gets us an offsides call, with the faceoff being in the neutral zone just in front of the South Dakota bench. 2:19 left in the first period. Still neither team able to get an advantage. Honor gets it back to Marvisi. She picks it up. Thrown off the far side boards, picked up by Glenview, batted at. Schlusner gets it, backhands it up. Verhoeven now with it. She tries to chip it in, goes off of a skate. Back to Romans. Romans now with it. Long pass up to Verhoeven. They do not connect, but doesn't make it all the way for an icing. 19 with it, hands it off to one of her teammates. Off the near side boards. Picked up, now batted away. Verhoeven goes off of her stick. She tries to chase it down and not able to get control of it. Picked up by Glenview's number 26. She comes flying up the zone and into the South Dakota zone. Throws it towards the net, goes off of a shin guard. Harris now with it. Quick reversal back to 26. Thrown towards the net, goes off of the goaltender, and she manages to cover that one up for a stoppage of play and a face-off just to her left. .105 left in the first period. Glenview picks that one up, centering pass, not able to connect there. Batted at, to the point, thrown down low. Batted up, number 9, Felton picks it up, looking to hand it off. Off the stick of Black, that goes deep into the Glenview zone. Backhander towards the net, and that puck is covered up by the goaltender, so we'll get a stoppage of play and a face-off at the 35-second mark of the first period. Passed over to 34 for Glenview. Up the far side. Larson tried to get it towards, or Larson nearly picked that pass off, I should say. Over to the near side corner, thrown up the boards, and that one ends up out of the zone. And so we get a whistle, and we now need a new puck. shot towards the net, batted to behind the net by Repe. Glenview comes away with it towards the net again. Repe right there. And number 72 for Glenview buries that past Repe as she was not able to control the rebound on that one. That puts Glenview up 1-0 in this game. Breaking the stalemate with only 3.6 seconds left in the first period. Glenview wins that one, throws it towards Repe. She gloves that one down right as the horn sounds. That ends the first period. I don't believe that we are doing an ice resurfacing between the first and the second, just after the second. So we're just going to hang out. I'm going to go ahead and mute it for just a little bit, and then we'll be back for the start of the second period. All right, start of the second period. Hunter taking the draw there. Oh, big old collision right there, right in front of the Glenview bench. Hunter with it. She backhands it behind the net. Hounded by a couple of the Glenview players. Hunter chips it up. Again, Glenview putting a little bit of pressure on, not giving South Dakota much space to do anything when they get the puck. Thrown up by Honor up to Schlusner, and she wasn't able to handle that. Glenview throws it up and out of the rink, so we'll get a face-off in the neutral zone right in front of the Glenview bench. Again, welcome all the Glenview parents and family that are watching us stream the game here today. Thank you for joining us. Oh, sorry, we're going to face off right at center ice. Glenview gets it, bounces it off of Harris. And that was number 89, I believe. Harris pins her against the wall. Shot, saved by Repe. Puck's bouncing around. Right there out in front. And finally, Repe covers that one. And we'll get a stoppage of play and a face-off just to her left. Number 15 for Glenview picks that one up, hands it off to Hendricks. Hendricks carries it in, steps down, goes off of a stick. Centering pass by Black. That ends up over in the far corner. Black picks up that puck and tries to skate through 3 Glenwood players. That doesn't typically work very well, but somehow Black comes away with it. Over to Larson. Larson throws it towards the net. That one's picked off. Thrown up to 87. 87 with the head of steam, but not able to do much with it. She just got beat out in pure speed there by number 12. That's Romans. And ends up in the glove of the goaltender, number 88. And that gets us a stoppage of play and a face-off down in the Glenview zone. That was a good burst of speed by Romans there to get back to knock 87 off the puck. Glenview comes away, bounces it off the near side boards. Marvisi with it. She throws it up, and that ends up off the boards. Chipped up to Triplett. She's not able to handle that one into the Glenview zone. Birch down low, picks it up below the goal line. Throws it up the boards. On the far side, batted down low. Glenview manages to keep it in, down to 58, down below the goal line, had it knocked away from her. Reese up to Triplett. Triplett's not able to handle that one. Towards the net, goes wide, another centering pass, shot, and a goal. That was number 58 with the goal. And I believe number 26 with the assist from behind the net. That puts Glenview up 2-0 in this game so far, early in the second period. Hunter taking the draw, and South Dakota comes away with that, but not cleanly as Verhoeven kicked it up. She wasn't able to do much with it. Larson there. Over to the far side, thrown towards the net, picked off. Glenview is really doing a solid job of not giving South Dakota any space at all. Goes off the back of a skate, picked up by Verhoeven. Verhoeven throws it towards the net, but that one was offsides as Hunter was already in the zone. Not a little bit in the zone, a lot in the zone. I think Hunter was expecting a handoff of the puck, and Verhoeven tried to catch her a little too late on that pass. Hunter taking the draw. South Dakota wins that one. Romans with it, gets it over to Schlusner on the far side. She had it knocked away from her. Schlusner again picks it back up. Throws it over to the near side. Chased down, picked up by Glenview. They throw it down low. That's chased down by Birch over to the far corner. Backhanded over to Romans. Romans with it. She throws it back over to Birch. Birch with it now. Goes off of a stick or off of a skate, and then Glenview picks it up and carries it right back in. Taken to the front of the net, puck's bouncing around. Birch throws it over to the far side. Picked up by Schlusner and thrown up. Glenview picks it up. Over to the near side boards, picked up by Romans. Romans with it. She throws that one in front of the net. Not a really good choice there, but managed to get that one out. South Dakota did. Birch now with it. She comes flying up, ends up losing a handle on it. Picked up by Hendricks. Hendricks throws that towards the net, goes off the inside of the goaltender's leg pad. almost squeaked that one in. Glenview carries it in. Over to the far side. Marvisi picks it up in the corner. Goes off of a skate. Hendricks there. Backhands it up the boards. Picked up by number 19 for Glenview. Glenview, quick reversal there. Kept in by Hendricks. Hendricks tries to get it over to Felton. Felton not able to get to it. Black now with it. Quick change of direction for Black. Number 48 gets it. Throws that down low into the South Dakota zone. Marvisi having to chase that down. Neither player gets to it. Thrown up the near side boards. 19. Shot towards the net. It goes wide. Picked up on the far side. Battle for it between Black and number 48. Bumped off the puck. Over to the near side boards. Picked up by number 9 for Glenview. Marvisi ties her up. Larson now with it. She gets bumped off the puck. Glenview picks it back up. Centering pass. Marvisi right there. Gets it over to Hendricks, and she throws that into the Glenview bench. And we get another stoppage of play at the 10:53 mark of the second period. Oh, sorry about that. Puck down low. Harris battling for it. Puck's bouncing around. Pfeiffer picks it up and chips that one in. Glenwood comes away with it. Batted down low. And in front of the net. Shot on. Save. No, that went in. That eked its way past Repe and puts Glenview up 3-0 in this game. South Dakota's got to step up a little bit. They look like they're struggling in this game. Picked up by Birch. Birch with it. Gets it over to Marvisi. Marvisi tried to hand it back to Birch. They do not connect. Puck is passed up out of the zone, but picked off by Glenview as they bring it right back in. Birch knocks it into the corner. Back to Birch. She rims it up to Schlusner. Schlusner not able to handle it. Glenview picks it back up. Glenview just has a little more of a jump today than South Dakota does. They're acting a little more like they want it. I think we have an offsides call there. Penalty. We have a penalty being called. Let's see who it's on. Interference on number 87 for Glenview for knocking the stick away. And that puts South Dakota on a power play midway through the second period. Let's see if South Dakota can get a little fire lit up underneath them and see if they can put something in the net. Shot goes wide. Hendricks not able to pick it up. Squirts out of the zone. Passed over to Birch. Birch with it now. She had it knocked away from her. Picked up by number 8. Thrown back down into the South Dakota zone. Back over to Schlusner. Sorry, we had an offsides call there as South Dakota was not able to cleanly get it into the zone. 1:28 left on the power play for South Dakota. 9:06 left in the second period. Marvisi takes that face-off. Chipped off the boards into the South Dakota zone. Roman's racing down to pick that one up. A little backhander, batted it up the boards. Number 8 skates around everybody, carries it in. Backhander saved by Repe as she closed up the pads on that one. We got a stoppage of play and a face-off just to her right. Rimmed around over to the near side, picked up by Glenview, thrown up the boards. This is still a South Dakota power play, even though it doesn't look like one. Harris gets it, chips it up the boards. Not able to connect there with Hendricks. Finally batted in by Hendricks into the Glenview zone, picked up by number 19. She does a quick reversal, but Hendricks is right there. Somebody's got to want to go get the puck. South Dakota picks it up. Shot towards the net, goes just wide. Larson picks it up on the far wall. Centering pass, does not connect, back to Larson. Triplett now with it, gets it over to Birch. Birch carries it in. Glenview back at full strength with South Dakota not really getting anything going on that power play. Backhanded by Schlusner towards the net. Black with it. Batted towards the net. Again, behind the net. Picked up by Triplett. Triplett with it. Leaves it down low for Reese. Centering pass. That's batted away. Sorry, that was Black, not Reese. Glenview now picks it up. Ends up in the South Dakota zone towards Repe, and she gloves that one down and stops play. Black carries that up. Not much help there as the other girls are lagging getting into the zone. Glenview picks that up. Sorry about the camera work there. Towards Repe. Glenview comes away with it. Pfeiffer comes off the bench with a head of steam. Centering pass, Reese not able to handle that. It hops underneath her stick. And then batted away. Glenview chips it up and out. Glenview not able to do much with it. That was number 56, I believe that was. Pfeiffer gets it. Chipped up and out off the stick of Verhoeven. Over to the near side boards. Batted ahead. Verhoeven picks it back up. Tries to move it forward. And does. Bumps into the referee. And Glenview comes away with it. Pfeiffer gets that one and throws it down low. Glenview's 25 picks it up. Rims it around over to the far side. Batted down low by Triplett. She retrieves her pass. Quick change of direction. Gets pulled down. No call there. Hendricks battling down low. Had it stripped away from her stick up the far side boards. Larson trying to chase that one down. She might get beat out by number 26. Larson does end up with it. Thrown up the near side boards, picked off and thrown back in on an offsides call. So we're going to have a face-off right in front of us in the neutral zone. 4:55 left in the second period. 3-0 with Glenview leading this tilt. Yep, they're going to be taking the face-off at center ice, not at one of the other 4 face-off dots. Birch with it, carries it around behind the net, chips it up the boards. Backhanded up, Hendricks gets it, not able to do much with it. Batted off the boards, up to Hendricks. Hendricks and Felton in, shot towards the net off the glove. As Hendricks was not able to bury that one, number 8 carries it in, shot towards the net, and Repe gloves that one down, and we get another stoppage of play. And a face-off just to her left. Back to the point, 19 with a shot, goes off of Felton. Another shot blocked up front. Hendricks has got 3 Glenview girls on her and gets hauled down. So we are getting a hooking call by the official. Just a smidge. That was just an itty-bitty little hook. She had 3 girls on her. I would have been surprised if she didn't go down. Yeah, there was a little bit of a group hug going on there. So we're going to have the face-off just to the left of number 88. And that is going to put South Dakota back on a power play. Shot towards the net, goes wide, picked up on the near side corner. Hops over the stick of Triplett. And Birch with a good head of steam. Hendricks carries that one in, a little bit delayed. Back out, Honor with it. Glenview picks it up off the near side boards. Taken by South Dakota's Honor. Honor with it. Had it taken from her. Glenview picks it back up. And thrown down into the South Dakota zone. Picked up by Birch down below the goal line. South Dakota, again, not looking good on a power play. A lot of playing with the puck, but nobody's able to maintain any type of control. Up the near side boards. Triplett with it. She's hounded by number 6, who ends up with getting the puck from her. Triplett again with it. Over to the far side. Picked up by Schleusner. Schleusner with it. Not able to stick handle that. Picked up by Triplett. And Pfeiffer just bats it in. Goes down deep. 20 seconds left on the power play. And I'm not even sure South Dakota got a shot on. Shot wide of the net. Picked up by 83 for Glenview. And chipped in by 66. Glenview back to get it in South Dakota zone. As number 26 beats out Romans. Shot towards the net. Batted away by Repe. Puck is right there. Schleusner gets it and throws it all the way down. And I'm not sure that'll make it for an icing call. And it does not. Glenview gets it. Towards the net, picked up by Birch. She had it knocked away from her, kept in by Glenview. They pick it up down low. I think that's 49 or 39, 89. I knew it was 9 something. Glenview still controlling it down low. Finally, South Dakota comes away with it. That's Romans with it. Thrown up the far side boards. 25 gets it for Glenview. Quick reversal. Ends up behind the net. Black putting on a little bit of pressure right there. Glenview picks it up down below the goal line. Chipped up. Goes past the South Dakota players. And we have a call being made that's going to be a tripping call on South Dakota. That's going to put Glenview on a power play at the 34-second mark of the second period. So this one, if they don't score, will actually trickle over into the third period of the game. Reminder, we are doing an ice resurfacing between the second and third period. So we're going to take a little bit of an extended break. So don't go away. We still got a hockey game to be played. Glenview controlling it on the far side half wall, back up to the point to 25, shot towards the net, kicked out by Hendricks and blocked but not out. Harris gets it and throws that all the way out. Hendricks racing down to get it. They wave it off and makes it over the goal line, but there was no icing call. Hendricks got hauled down. No call there. Glenview controlling it up the near side boards. They do not connect. And that horn sounds the end of the second period. Again, we're going to take a break. The current score is 3-0. South Dakota not able to get much going in this game. Both teams will leave the ice. We'll do the ice resurfacing. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. So go get some popcorn, something to eat, something. But come back and watch the remainder of the game with us. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. All right, folks, getting ready for the start of the third period. South Dakota still on a penalty kill with 1:26 left in the period. Oh, sorry. We'll switch that. Boom. Okay, now we're ready to go. I wasn't ready on that one. That one moved a little too quick for me. 6 seconds and it's already down in the South Dakota zone. Face off just to the right of Repe as South Dakota, again, still on the penalty kill. Picked up by Birch. Birch with it now. Carries around behind the net. Gets bumped off the puck into the boards. Picked up on the far side corner and chipped down low. Marvisi gets bumped down and back to the point. 25 with it. She walks in. Shot wide of the net. Picked up on the far side and kept in by Glenview. Back over to the near side half wall. Picked up by 26. 26 with it. Goes grenades off the stick of 8. She's not able to handle that. Harris there putting some pressure on. Schlusner tries to throw it up through a body. As some people have been able to figure out, these are not magic pucks. They don't go through people. So, and we have a penalty being called. I believe that's going to be on Glenview, number 66. And I am told that is a body check. Did he call? He called that? Okay. That was an interference call. And that is exactly why you actually signal outside of the referee's circle to the bench so that everybody knows what the actual call is. 21, Pfeiffer taking the draw. And number 8 wins that one for Glenview, taken behind the net. We are playing some 4-on-4 hockey right now. Goes off the stick of 8 all the way down. No icing there, although it should have been. Touched, okay. I am wrong. It should have been, I'm told it was touched. Chipped up past number 23. That was by Triplett. 83 picks it up for Glenview. Glenview gets around Triplett, comes flying up through the neutral zone and brought in offsides as Glenview had a player in the zone. So that's going to put a face-off right in front of us. Triplett taking the draw. South Dakota comes away with that one. Hendricks with it temporarily. Batted down low. Glenview controlling it now. Walks to the center. Shot on. Saved by Repe as she gloves that one out of the air. And we get a stoppage of play at the 15:28 mark of the third period. 66 still in the box for another minute 19 seconds. And that's going to... That means South Dakota's on a power play, but they haven't looked real good on the power play in this particular game. Birch picks it up, chipped off the near side boards and backhanded out. That was by Hendricks. Race down to get it is Triplett. She gets it taken behind the net, picked up by Honor. Honor bounces it off the far side boards. Triplett now with it. South Dakota just looks like they are exhausted. Grenades off the stick of Hendricks and up through the neutral zone into the South Dakota zone. Birch picks it up. Thrown up as she gets bumped. Pfeiffer not able to do much with it. And again, Glenview controlling the puck on a penalty kill. That's good for them. Over to the far side. Hendricks now with it. Goes off a black stick, not able to control that one. Romans with it. Backhands it into the zone, gets it past the Glenview player, goes down below the goal line, picked up by number 25. Batted at and chipped down low. Black now controlling it. She tried to center that one. Glenview was there to take that away. And Glenview is back at full strength now. They carry it in. Shot towards Repe. And that squeaked through her pads and ended up in the back of the net. So we have another goal on the part of Glenview. That puts them up 4-0. Glenview finally comes away with that one, 83 with it. She chips it up and chipped right back out, controlled again by Glenview. Long pass. Reese not able to control that one. Tried to get it, number 15 tried to get it past her, not able to do so. This is not the same South Dakota team that played the Glenview Stars in Baldwin a few weeks ago and lost the game by only a single point. Felton not able to control it, chipped down low. Glenview got at it. Reese with it, shot towards the net. Picked up by Glenview, brought over the near side boards. Chip down low, Larson with it. She gets control of it, comes up through the slot. No call there as Verhoeven was not able to get it past two of the players. Larson with it now. She got Verhoeven with her. Shot way wide of the net, rims around over to the far side, picked up by Pfeiffer, but not able to handle it. Harris gets it over to Schluchner. And we have an offsides call as Schluchner tried to get it over to Verhoeven, and it went off of her skate and angled along the blue line for a while as Verhoeven crossed over. Harris with it. Chipped up and in. Chasing down is Honor. She wasn't able to get to it first. Picks it back up, centering pass. Harris with it. She throws it over to the far side and chips that in deep. Larson picks it up, gets it up to Schluchner. Goes off of a stick. Glenview carries it in, hands it off, not able to do much with it. Another shot goes wide of the net, goes off the skate of the referee. Glenview picks it back up. Number 8 with it, gets rubbed out. Finally, Honor picks it up, tries to get it over to Schluchner, whiffed on it. Pfeiffer now with it, she carries it in. Was not able to get it around number 24. Oh, sorry about the camera there. It's a little difficult to do all the play-by-play and the camera work. Marvisi battling for it against two of the Glenview players. She comes away with it, rims it around over to the near side, but that's picked off by 15. Thrown back down low, 48 gets it. Goes off of her stick to Marvisi. And thrown back down low, Glenview's number 61 comes away with it. Black now with it. Quick change of direction. Black picks it up, tries to throw it up. That's picked off by 66. Birch now with it. Birch tries to get it up, and 15 picks that one off and throws it back down low. Triplet comes away with it. tries to chip that one up and ends up bouncing it off the boards. Over the near side, Black with it. She chips that one down in. Picked up by Hendricks, back to Black. Black back to Hendricks. Hendricks looking to center it. Goes off of a stick. Larson throws it down low, and finally Glenview gets it and throws it all the way back down. That's going to go all the way down for an icing call, and it does. I'll put the face-off just to the left of the goaltender, number 88 for Glenview. Glenview controls that off the face-off. Thrown behind the net. Verhoeven there. Batted away up to the point. Back over to the near side. Harris not able to control it. Reese passed it, and that was picked off by number 26. She comes flying in, had it knocked away from her. Harris there rims it around over to the near side. Picked off by 23, thrown towards the net. Harris again with it. Chipped it off the near side boards, and that's going to go all the way. Verhoeven and 83 racing for it. No icing there, 83 there. Had it knocked away from Verhoeven, or Verhoeven knocked it away from her. Birch with it now. And had it knocked away from her. Again, sorry about the camera work. We have an offsides call being made as South Dakota had not completely cleared the zone on that play. Romans picks it up, carries it around behind the net. Throws it up, and Glenview picks it back up. Number 8 has to chase it down into her own zone. Rimmed around over to the near side. Schluchner battling for it, tries to hand it to Honor. Pfeiffer picks it up, had it knocked away from her. Romans with it. And we had two girls collide. Birch now with it. Decides to take it behind the net. Comes up the near side. It looks like we got an injured Glenview player. As number 86, I believe that is, very slow to get up. Hope she's okay. Nobody likes to see anybody get hurt in this game. She's very slow to get back to the bench. I believe that was 86, right? She's being helped back to the bench. No call. I think that was just an innocent collision. So there shouldn't be one. But again, it's a rough sport. Sometimes people get accidentally injured. Sometimes it's intentional. But we don't like to see those. That's why the refs are out here. Black with it. Chipped up. Tried to get it over to Triplett. Back to Hendricks to Black. Black with it. Back to Marvisi. Marvisi's shot that's blocked up front by a shin guard. 26 carries it into the zone. Left it for, I could not see the number, 72. And 72 brought it back in offsides. Good call. As South Dakota had cleared the zone, but Glenview just throws it right back in. South Dakota wins that one. Back for Larson. Marvisi now with it. Pass, good passing there. Chipped pass by Triplett. Sorry, Hendricks. Hendricks picks it up down below the goal line. Hendricks over to the far side, hands it off to Harris. Harris, she wasn't able to keep her skates real well on that one. Chipped up by Triplett, and number 19 picks it up now. Thrown down low by Triplett as she goes to the bench for a change, rimmed around over on the near side boards. And Reese not able to handle that one. Larson's chips it over to Verhoeven. Verhoeven off the boards. And we have a penalty being called. I believe it's going to be a tripping call on South Dakota. So that's going to be a penalty on Reese, number 3 for South Dakota at the 5:23 mark of the third period. That was a tripping call, and that's going to put Glenview on a power play late in this third period. South Dakota just let one of the Glenview players walk right in. Shot saved by Repe as she did a pretty good job of not allowing a rebound on that shot. That was good traffic in front, but she just closed everything off and was not allowing anything through. Glenview comes away with that face-off over to the far side boards. Back to the top of the slot. Baddock handed down low. Glenview number 61 controlling it. Off to number 19. Shot towards the net. It goes wide. Verhoeven racing to get to it. And not out of the zone as Glenview is right there on the blue line to keep it in. Over to the far side half wall, taken down low below the goal line. And pops out of the zone. Glenview having to reset. It's number 19 backs up a little bit. Brought back in. And brought in off sides. And we'll get a stoppage of play at the 4 minute and 16 second. With 4 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third period. 53 seconds left on the Reese tripping penalty. Glenview gets that one and just fires it in. Larson's having to pick it up down low. Throws it up the boards, but that one's picked off. Glenview controlling it again. Number 26 with it behind the net. Gets past Larson's. Sorry, that first one, number 12, was Roman's, not Larson's. Glenview with it. 9, shot wide of the net. Backhanded towards the slot. Honor with it. And she had it knocked just out of her reach. Honor again picks it up. And throws it back into her own zone. Romans with it now. Thrown all the way down. That's going to go the length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing call on South Dakota as they managed to weather the storm in that penalty and not have another one scored on them. 3:16 left in the third period. Black taking the draw for South Dakota, going against number 61. Glenview comes away with that one. Back to the point. Towards the net. Ends up in the slot and chipped up by Triplett, but wasn't. Hendricks didn't even know it was coming. We have an offsides call with 3:01 left in the third period. That's going to put us with the face-off in the neutral zone. Chipped up but kept in as Glenview was able to keep it in the zone. Chipped down low on a backhand. Number 58 with it. She rims it around over to the far half wall. Picked up by Triplett. She bats it off the wall and out of the zone. Picked up by Glenview now. Triplett now with it as she was not able to do much with it. Back up into the neutral zone. Birch tried to get it over to Harris, but they do not connect on that. Harris has to chase it back down. She tries to pass it up the slot. That does not work. Birch again with it. Carries it up through the neutral zone and just lobs it in. Centering pass. Harris there. Shoots it towards the net. Not able to make it all the way. Sorry, again, bad camera work there. My apologies. Birch with it. She carries it around behind the net, looking to hand that one off. And Hendricks was there, and she backhands it out of the zone. Glenview again maintains control of it. Harris again with it. Backhanded up the boards. Black gets it and throws it over the far side, or over to the near side, and picked up by number 2 for Glenview. Hendricks with it. Up into the neutral zone, picked up by Larson, sorry. Thrown up through the neutral zone. Glenview gets it, backhands it down low after gaining the red line. That's Romans with it. Up the half wall to Reese. Tried to connect with Verhoeven, and that's going to go the length. They're saying puck was touched, so no icing there. Glenview's number 8 picks it up down low, takes it behind the goal, brings it up the far side, and Felton managed to get it away from the Glenview player. Glenview picks it back up, throws it down low, and Romans there. Reese picks it up. She tries to center that one through a skate of number 8. Does not work. Shot on Repe as she covers that one up with 3.1 seconds left in the third period. Batted at, and Schlusner trying to outrace the buzzer, does not do so. That does it for this game. Final score 4-0 with Glenview Stars taking this tilt. And I forgot to change the period to 3. My bad on that one. Said 2 for the second and the third. We'll be back here tomorrow. The next game for the South Dakota team is at noon. So we'll see you back here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Again, for all the Glenview parents, please like and subscribe. That helps me. If we do end up playing Glenview and South Dakota again, the 16U, of course, you'll be able to come back to this channel to watch the game. In the meantime, everybody have a good evening. I will see you back here tomorrow morning, and that's it for today.